You get the Castellano hit, on the 16th of December, and there were shockwaves throughout the whole, mob scene in New York at that point in time. We all suspected John Gotti of doing it. We knew that there was rumbling on the street. And so we all kind of knew that, it wasn't announced in any way, but we all kind of knew that. And let me give you a little history on Paul Castellano. I had a personal history with Paul Castellano from early on when I was a recruit. I might have told this story before, but I'll tell it again. I had a market. I was young. I was a recruit. It was early 1970s, and I had a market out in Long Island in Suffolk County, and I called it Sonny's Market. And it was a market where we sold fruit and vegetables. We had a meat counter, we had a fish counter, the whole bit. And at that time, I was told to buy my chicken from Paul Castellano. He was in that business, him and his family. And I was buying chickens from Paul Castellano for quite some time. Well, it was a Memorial Day weekend. And that weekend, we got some big orders. People are barbecuing, they're having the 3-day weekend celebration. And so I ordered a lot of chicken for a woman that wanted to buy it from us, and we sold it to them. Well, the day after Memorial Day, was a Tuesday, this woman came back and said, listen, these chickens were bad. There was maggots in the chicken. Whoa. So it was like a big order at that time, $700-800 that she ordered. She was at a huge party, right? So I called up Castellano's guy. It was his nephew or something. I don't remember. Maybe his brother. I don't remember at the time. And I said, listen, the chickens were bad, so I'm not going to pay for them. I said, no, you're going to pay for them. They were good when we sent them to you. I said, listen, we have a refrigerator here. You only got them on Friday or Saturday. We sold them immediately, and the chickens were bad. I'm not paying you for them. Well, he got a little crazy with me on the phone, and I responded, F you here, F you there. Back then, I wasn't a Christian, and we went back and forth. And I hung up on him. Well, I think it was a day or two later, I get called by my captain at the time, Andrew Russo, and he said, I need to see you. Get into Brooklyn right away. So I go, and the acting boss. And